Hello everyone and welcome back to the Mega Man 11 Any% tutorial series. Acid Man is up next. He's the last of the 8 stages you have access to from the beginning of the game. And this is actually one of my better stages. I feel pretty comfortable executing the majority of strats in this stage. This stage also has a bunch of strats for extra ammo. If you aren't particularly comfortable with the way you have to do one of the rooms if you don't get good ammo drops, then I will be showing off what the alternative is. But essentially, once you know how to do the rooms, it's a very low risk. The majority of these rooms are very doable. There's only a couple rooms that are particularly tricky, and those just require a little more attention and practice. This footage is actually of my best run so far. You're expecting drops out of 3 specific spots, essentially, and I got 2 of them. The latter half of the stage gave me drops. I made a very small mistake in picking up one of them, you'll see later on. I also go for the more difficult of the quick kills on the mini-boss here, Dropper. Essentially, as he moves forward, he'll actually extend more of his body, and more of the bricks will hit him. But if you want to go for the quicker kill, you just need to supplement it with a couple of bounce shots. It doesn't take that much longer to do it without the extra bounce shots, and the extra weapon swapping is a little awkward to get used to. This room is mostly consistent, but spiders are not always in the same spots. They're usually in good spots for you to be able to execute the room like this. And yeah, this is where I got an extra drop, and I kind of had a moment of panic. I was like, yeah, I really want that. I'm gonna take it and go for it. Could I have cleared the stage just as easily without? Yes. The strats that I go for, I would have just used less impacts at the end is all. In missing it and having to turn around to pick up the ammo drop, I definitely lost a little bit of time, but I probably also made up for it because the amount of extra impacts you'd be doing all save more time. Especially since you wouldn't even get to be using like regular ground slides in these rooms. You see, you have to do a lot of platforming. Now, unless if you somehow miss a lot of your block shots throughout the stage, you should always have the ammo to do this quick kill on Acid Man. Acid Man's actually one of the easiest quick kills. I actually cut it pretty close when I dropped this set of block bricks on him. The last ones in the set hit him when he was vulnerable. He was still in iframes for the majority of the first couple bricks. But yeah, overall that was really good. Now this first room fishes for drops out of 2 enemies. Equip blocks and power gear at the start of the stage, slide twice, then fire a set of blocks, and then cancel the animation with another slide. And you can slide over this first gap, you'll have to jump over the next one, and then I like to swap to impact. As you jump over the blue pool, you'll want to be using your impact at about the same height of the platform you jumped off of, so that you can hit this drippy without bonking into a wall. Now if he drops ammo, that's cool, but more importantly, you'll want this drippy to drop ammo. If he does, it'll fill you right back up and you'll be able to use some more impacts later on. Since I didn't get any drops, and you might be thinking, you know what, I don't want to run the risk of not getting drops and then not having impact ammo. What will you do then? Well, then the room looks like this. Essentially it starts out the same, but instead of using impacts, you'll be switching to torch. Power torch as you fall, slide underneath, then jump up on the ledge, slide again, power torch as you fall to pick your torch, and rapid fire buster to destroy the drippies. We'll look back at how ammo drops affect your run later. For now, start sliding across the room. If you keep your slides clean, you shouldn't get hit by the shield guy. I like to use rapid fire bounces. Now again, these spiders are random and they can dodge your bounce balls and you'll end up sliding into one anyway. It's not fun, but there's nothing you can really do about it. I equip torch as I drop into the pipe, and then I hold rapid fire buster while facing the right. You'll be jumping off that first platform and then firing a powered torch as you jump. You'll want to fire it up a little bit higher than you might think, because you'll be needing the 3rd blast off this powered torch. It'll hit one of the mines later in the room. Try to make sure I land and slide before I get too close to the mine, otherwise it's going to hit you. Sliding under the 2nd mine, 3rd torch shot should take out the 3rd mine before it gets in your way. Use a blast to keep yourself suspended in the air briefly, and then you won't have to land and jump up again. You can see the mine in front of us was destroyed by the dragon head. Now blast will also have to be detonated essentially like as you're about to touch the ground, so it'll destroy the next shield guy. If you're reaching the top of this ladder at 19 seconds, then you're in good shape. Let's look again at full speed. Torch, jump powered torch, slide slide, power blast, and power blast. For this next room, just be mashing slide off the ladder. It'll actually get you over this little pit without having to time a jump of any sort. This room is pretty easy, as is the next one. Now, provided you have good jump timing, this Joe shouldn't be a problem. Just make sure as you get over him, you slide on this platform, and then slide up here as well. Also, stay to the left until you start dropping down. Should you fall at some point, feel free to use a Torch or Tundra to get rid of Joe. Now, this next room is the one that changes up whether or not you got early drops or if you just didn't go for the extra impacts at the start. Sliding off this ledge, use a powered impact immediately, and then swap over to Torch. This powered Torch will protect you from the spider directly over your head. It also destroys the drippy that's right in front of you. The drippy shouldn't really be changing the water into acid as long as you're moving quickly enough, but it's a nice precaution. The drippy coming up is pretty easy to take out with a powered torch. If you jump really high when you fire your powered torch, then it'll also protect you from the spider that's on the ceiling right now, the one on the right. But if you don't happen to destroy that spider, you can actually get by if you're moving quickly enough. I was actually able to do so. I shorted that jump because I wanted to be a little more clean with my movement. It ran the risk of the spider actually landing on me, but I managed to start a slide before that happened. To finish up this room, I like to turn on powered block, fire a set from right here, turn power gear off, and then as I jump I turn over to impact in case Sniper Joe drops some ammo, which he did. But before we get to the next room, let's look at what happens if you happen to have gotten some good weapon drops at the beginning of the stage. So this strat is much easier. Just turn on power gear at the beginning of the room and then do 3 powered impacts, and that'll get you to the same spot. But you finish the room the exact same way. You just use some powered blocks and then switch to impact in case Sniper Joe drops some ammo. Now because Sniper Joe did drop some ammo for me, I make sure I use a powered impact to leave this room, because pretty soon we're going to be picking up 3 small drops and that's 6 ammo. Otherwise, as you enter this room, you're going to have torch equipped. Use a powered torch before you touch the ground and then slide across. It'll destroy those spiders before they get to you. For the next room, have bounce equipped. I like to fire 2 sets of volleys into the minefield. It should take out all the enemies pretty quickly. Doesn't matter really how you do them. For the most part, the bounce balls just cover such a wide range of angles and directions. It'll destroy everything in the way. A powered blast easily destroys this shield guy. And then you're looking for something in the realm of just under 50 seconds as you touch this screen transition. Now for this next trick, you can use 2 blasts if you don't feel comfortable doing 1, but blast or fuse will get you over this set of spikes without having to jump. For the mini-boss, try entering the room with power gear on. It makes the inputs a little less clunky and complicated when the fight starts. I'm holding up and right and trying to react to the moment I see Mega Man turn around. Rapid fire your blocks, switch over to bounce, get 2 shots off, and then switch back over to block. This maneuver demands some precision out of you. If you end up throwing out a blast, it's no big deal. And when you actually get around to doing this in runs, you won't have acid in the way, which is a common mistake when you end up practicing this in time attack or in the playground. Quick look again at full speed, powered block entering the room, turn around fire, bounce, and block. Now remember, this is the run that got lucky weapon drops off the Sniper Joe halfway through the stage, so these small ammo pickups will fill me right back up to full. Doesn't really matter what order you do this in, but 2 powered impacts and 2 regular impacts will get you across. The way I do it happens to get me through the garbage and offers me a chance of picking up any ammo drops it might have. If the next room is giving you trouble, a powered Tundra will clear the room out very easily, but a powered impact is all you need. Equip your buster, start charging, and slide on the floor. If a spider's in the way, that's great. It cancels the knockback you would normally receive because you're stuck underneath something. Charge shot and a few rapid busters should destroy the drippy. A powered block should destroy everything blocking the exit, and then I actually jumped over this and I reconsidered and picked up the ammo drop. Otherwise, the movement through the room should look something more like this, where you blast out the drippy, jump over the ledge, powered block, and then make your way out. Now before we go back to good RNG, let's just take a look at what you have to do in these rooms with bad RNG. Drop block as you enter the room, and then I like to have blast equipped just as a buffer in case I don't feel like I'm going to make the jump. It's not something that you need to do. It's obviously a little bit slower because it holds you in place briefly, but it's just something that I like to do to make sure, I don't think I made this jump. I feel like I shorted it this time. If I didn't land on this platform, for example, then I can just blast to save my life. But yeah, back in the realm of good RNG, because I got some drops, I can jump up, do an impact, and in the next room I can do a powered impact. Try to make sure you have powered torch ready for the next room. Rapid fire torch should take care of the first shield guy, and a powered blast should take care of the second one. And in the next room, this jump is not too difficult to time. Just make sure that you're calling rush before you let go of the jump button. And then as soon as you have pressed the rush button, let go of the jump button. Next room is pretty easy. You can even check for impact drops as you destroy some enemies. So jump and rapid fire buster, switch to impact, then dequip and rapid fire buster again. Now ordinarily at this point you only have enough ammo for 2 impacts, one for this Strippy and then one more for the next room. If you happen to have as much ammo as I did, then you can just impact twice in this room and then twice more in the next room. Otherwise, your last bit of impact usage should probably look like this, where you jump onto one of these platforms, slide off, and then powered impact leave the room. Not so bad of a stage, and again, it's very nice when you happen to get drops, but if you don't, it's not the end of the world. Like I said before, as it's one of the easiest fights, incredibly consistent and not difficult to repeat. At the start of the fight, have block and power gear equipped, but don't fire immediately. You want to get close enough for the first set of bricks that you fire to actually destroy the acid barrier and hit him. Immediately call rush and begin charging a double buster. You'll want to fire this off while he still has iframe, so only the red shot hits him. Start charging another buster shot, and don't move too far to the left, you just want him to stay on the same side. As soon as you fire the double buster shot, switch over the block into a powered block. I cut it a little close there, but that actually worked out in my favor. And then do another powered block as soon as you jump over him. He should fly into it. Let's watch once more from the beginning. Be holding toward block, equip, and power gear. Fire away, and call rush. Double buster in his face, back up a little bit. Another double buster, powered block, jump over him, powered block. Thanks for watching. See you next time with the first of the Wily stages, Gear Fortress 1.